In western Friuli, the small corner of the world that is historically located between the plains of the Livenza and Tagliamento rivers, the mountains rise suddenly to create a sort of surrounding wall. The Carnic Prealps form an amphitheater that encloses and delimits the meager lands of the northern highlands, protecting them from the cold winds from the north and retaining the warmer atmosphere from the sea that lies less than 100 kilometers away. This creates a moderately temperate microclimate, which in some areas even fosters the growth of typically Mediterranean crops such as olive trees. Even the characteristics of the soil, which is gravelly and therefore free-draining, notwithstanding the heavy rainfalls that are quite common in this area, contribute to creating unique soil and climate conditions that are ideal for growing certain crops, which then become agri-food products of excellence. Cavasso Nuovo, despite its name, which means New Cavasso, is an ancient town. It belonged to the noble Polcenico family, to whom it had been granted directly by Emperor Otto during the rule of the Holy Roman Empire. The town lies on the hills at the foot of the Prealps, not far from the Meduna River. Cavasso Nuovo consists of many small hamlets that meander up the mountain. That is an area with many quarries and quarrymen, as the name denotes. Later on, however, the area boasted many skilled terracing workers who were appreciated for their craftsmanship the world over. Thanks to the environmental, soil, and climate characteristics that we mentioned earlier, it is also a fertile land for many crops, like the unique onion ecotype, now universally known as the red onion of Cavasso Nuovo. The red onion is a specific local ecotype, belonging to the Allium cepa plant species. The red onion of Cavasso Nuovo is characterized by a medium-sized bulb that is very aromatic and particularly sweet, which makes it ideal to eat raw. The bulb is round, but flattened at the end. It is white inside, with a hint of purplish red as the skin matures. Its average weight is around 100 grams, but it can frequently reach up to 250 grams. It has been recognized among the traditional products of the Friuli Venezia Giulia region, and has been included in the specific list of the Italian Ministry of Agriculture. However, the red onion of Cavasso Nuovo is so much more than just a simple description in institutional jargon. The fact that it still being cultivated today as it was in the past, thanks to the knowledge and skill, or know-how as it is now defined in the 2.0 era, which has been handed down the generations, make it quite clear that more often than not a whole environment, an entire community with its traditions, its identity and its values revolves around a single product. The values of the land and the rural world combine with a spirit of sacrifice, dedication and passion, a vocation for work that will benefit the present and the future generations. The origins of this onion growing tradition are lost in the memories of the older people in town, mostly women in their 80s who learn how to cultivate this vegetable from their parents and grandparents, and who talk about the tradition in the finest detail and with plenty of anecdotes. The onion was initially grown in vegetable gardens and in plots located on the highest part of town, in an area called the Maraldi, which is a plateau on the edge of the meadow areas of the Meduna River. Then as time went by, it spread to almost the whole municipal area, slightly sloping well-ventilated plots with plenty of sun, were chosen and are still chosen. Clay soil and those withstanding water are avoided. The soil and climatic characteristics of the entire cultivation area contribute to enhancing the unique organoleptic properties of this onion, which are sweetness and low pungency. Onion production was a valuable economic resource for many families in the town until the late 1960s. With a peasant civilization disappearing, industrialization, the 1976 earthquake, and the advent of mass consumerism, production drastically reduced and was limited to family needs only, thus losing the notoriety it had gained and spread of the past. Until that time, the women who handed down the seeds from mother to daughter also prepared the onion braids, called riesti in Friulan, and sold their produce in many towns, hence contributing to the economic support of their families. The women sold the red onion of Cavasso Nuovo at markets or even door to door across an extensive area, and considering that they could only reach their location on foot, by cart or by bicycle, they managed to cover a good part of Western Friuli. Starting from the 2000s, there was a more attentive enhancement of the product, which since 2010 has taken on an even more significant role. Today, with the creation of the Produttori Cipolla Rossa di Cavasso Association and the specific guidelines that have been drawn up, the characteristics of the product, starting from the purity of the original seeds as well as its cultivation procedure, are respected and guaranteed by even greater protection. The grower who belong to the association are required to meticulously follow a protocol. By March, the selected mother plants must be planted. They will bloom between June and August, depending on the seasonal climate trend. Once the seed matures, the stalk is clipped and the seed head is stored in a dry and ventilated place until it is completely dried. The seeds are extracted from the seed head by rubbing and sieving, and then again stored in a dry place until it is time to sow. The seeds are then sown either broadcast or in drills by March, in an outdoor seed bed, suitably protected with mulch or in a greenhouse. The protocol then lists all the steps to be taken right up to harvesting, which must take place by mid-September. From fertilizing the soil to transplanting the small onion cigolins, harrowing, weed control and irrigation, all according to the rules of the tradition, of the ancient knowledge that first and foremost respected the land and the surrounding environment. Everything is done to try and carry out each step by hand, while the use of herbicides or chemical fertilizer is absolutely prohibited. The harvesting and the processes that follow are usually carried out by hand. Here too, the golden rules of the tradition are followed. Even the braiding system is set out in the protocol. The braids must be made only with the use of pendulous sedge, i.e. Carex pendula, as a support, or a similar native plant. The red onion of Cavasso Nuovo is not only a successful example of the commercial relaunch of a traditional crop, and the revival of a centuries-old art and tradition, but first and foremost, it is an act of love. The sincere, strong, and unconditional love of an entire community for their land.